Big political news coming in from the national capital. Delhi Union Home Affairs Ministry has given a sanction to prosecute Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia if required in the Snoopgate allegation. The Snoopgate, remember, with regard to 2015 case of a feedback unit, a so-called snooping unit that had been set up to allegedly snoop on individuals, politicians. Now, these were allegations, these are claims. But it had become a huge political showdown. Aam Aadmi Party had denied it. But with Home Affairs Ministry now giving a sanction to initiate FIR by the CBI if required, a big setback for Manish Sisodia, but definitely a bigger political showdown with regard to BJP at the centre and Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi government. Let's quickly bring in India Today's Amit Bhardwaj, who's on the ground tracking all the latest and tracks not just the politics of it, but also the agencies. How should we see this, Amit, that the prosecution sanction has been given? It's a procedure for now, it's a protocol. But what does it mean for Aam Aadmi Party and what does it mean precisely for the investigation in the snooping unit case?
Well, Pooja, you know, this particular incident that we are talking about, the case that we are talking about pertains to 2015. Now, a request by the Central Bureau of Investigation was sent out to the LG VK Saxena in January itself, around 12th of January, asking approval from the competent authority for, going ahead with the prosecution in this particular case. What we saw that the letter was sought from the LG's office and the Delhi government's Vigilance Department to the MHA for its approval, and now what it appears is that MHA has issued the notification and the order in this particular case, where they have allowed the prosecution request of the CBI under the Prevention of Corruption Act. Now, as far as the agencies are concerned, in this particular case, there are claims being made that in 2015, this FPU unit, which is basically a feedback unit, was formed, which was aimed at snooping at the government officials as well as some political entities along with individuals and other organizations. These are allegations which will be now probed by the CBI. And along with that, Pooja, there's another allegation which is coming up in this case, is that a certain amount of funds were disbursed, unaccounted money was actually disbursed as part of the Secret Services Fund. So all these angles will be now investigated by the CBI. So far the CBI was not able to act in this case because remember Manish Sisodia is the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. So there has to be a legal sanction from the competent authority, which is the MHA in this case.
Amit, stay on with me because I'll want to ask you about if there are political reactions that have come in from either side. But let me quickly bring in my colleague Munish Pandey. Munish closely tracks the agencies. He was the first to break this big news that the Home Affairs Ministry has given a sanction. Munish, why this protocol of a sanction from the Home Affairs Ministry for a viewer watching right now? Because they would think that prosecutions mean immediate arrest or even conviction. But this is the start of a procedure. What is the requirement? What does it mean as a trouble for Manish Sisodia, Delhi Deputy CM?
Well, Pooja, the prosecution sanction from the government, it means that if there is a person who is a public servant or who is a government official to file an FIR, the CBI, as per the procedure, needs a sanction from the competent authorities. In this case, it was the LG of Delhi and the Ministry of Home Affairs, that is the government. Now, Pooja, what is extremely important here is the sanction has been granted under Section 17A. Now, 17A is required to file an FIR in the case. So as far as this case is concerned, or this sanction is concerned, simply it means that the CBI will have now power to register an FIR against Manish Sisodia and other accused in the case. Now, as far as the timeline of this case is concerned, remember in 2015, the idea was floated within the Aam Aadmi Party government. In 2016, the unit was set up, but later on, a complaint was given to the Central Bureau of Investigation. There was a preliminary inquiry which was conducted by the CBI. The CBI claimed that during the preliminary inquiry, they found the evidence of illegality at different levels, including the illegality from Manish Sisodia's office. Then the file was sent to the LG office this January, that is a month back. The LG granted the prosecution and forwarded the file to the Ministry of Home Affairs, and now the MHA has also given a prosecution sanction, that is the approval to the CBI to file an FIR in this case. Now there is
My
a very high
understanding here
possibility
that this sanction or of this stature hasn't really been given till now against Manish Sisodia. We know Satyendra Jain already is in arrest, so that is one wicket down, so to say, for the Aam Aadmi Party. Manish Sisodia is a very close aide of Arvind Kejriwal. He's one of the most prominent members of the government. If this leads to an arrest at all, is this the first? And secondly, what could this mean for the Delhi government?
Well, Pooja, if you talk about within the law, the Central Bureau of Investigation will be in power to arrest Mr. Manish Sisodia. Already, the CBI sources are saying that in the excise policy case where Manish Sisodia is accused number one, they have very strong case. CBI has very strong case as far as Manish Sisodia is concerned. Recently, Manish Sisodia also gave a statement when he was called by the CBI for questioning that if he appears before the CBI, the agency is going to arrest him. And now with this approval, there will be a second FIR, and if CBI, what they claim that during the preliminary inquiry, they had certain evidence against Manish Sisodia. That is why even in that case, in the PE, he was named as accused number one, suspect number one. So there is a high possibility that in the FIR also, he will be named as accused number one. And if CBI files the FIR, they will be within their power to arrest Manish Sisodia based on the evidence which they have and which they are already claiming. As far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, for them it is going to be a huge loss, because Manish Sisodia is not only an important player in the Aam Aadmi Party, in the Delhi government, but also he is the Deputy Chief Minister, and he is someone who holds so many portfolios and ministries in the government. Also, he is the trusted aide of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. So it is going to be a huge setback. But Pooja, always remember what we have seen in politics, that whenever there is a politician who is arrested by the central agencies,
He's heading the vigilance department, of which this feedback unit was an initiative a part. He is primarily the education minister. Remember, Aam Aadmi Party planks itself on the education model. So that's where Manish Sisodia's role also comes in. He is crucial in many ways. Arvind Kejriwal doesn't have as many portfolios as Manish Sisodia has the power for Delhi government. He's actually in many ways, many call him the main chief minister with the portfolios that he's managing. Stay on with me because this could be turning, remember, into a huge issue through the day. Amit, has the BJP responded yet? Has the Aam Aadmi Party given out statement? Because the BJP will be quick to welcome. But what will the Aam Aadmi Party say will be very crucial.
Well, Pooja, you know, BJP is absolutely quick to respond to this entire development. You have several spokespersons from the Bharatiya Janata Party's Delhi state unit as well as the national unit responding to the development where the MHA has given its approval to the prosecution sanction to act against Mr. Sisodia for filing of the FIR. But as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, because I cover the party, it's almost every time that they release a statement or react a statement in a very calculative manner. So whatever response that we are expecting from Aam Aadmi Party, it might come later in the day, because remember, there's a mayoral election to happen today as well. So possibly, right now their focus is to get the mayor election conducted. Yes, there would be a response from Aam Aadmi Party, but that would be also a very calculative response, and it would be the legal teams would be also consulted as to what could be the stance in this particular case. Because remember, this is a 2015 case when the government of Aam Aadmi Party was just formed. Yes. There was several controversies which were erupting in 2015 itself, and the unit was propped up, and it was also wrapped up after a few months when the controversy had flared up. Now you have suddenly 7-8 years later the investigation picking pace, the CBI sending a request to the LG's office for a competent authority's approval for filing of the FIR.